भगवान श्री योगी राम सूरत कुमार की जय। योगी राम सूरत कुमार, योगी राम सूरत कुमार, योगी राम सूरत कुमार, जय गुरु राया।
योगी राम सूरत कुमार, योगी राम सूरत कुमार, योगी राम सूरत कुमार, जय गुरु राया।
योगी राम सूरत कुमार, योगी राम सूरत कुमार, योगी राम सूरत कुमार, जय गुरु राया।
योगी राम सूरत कुमार, योगी राम सूरत कुमार, योगी राम सूरत कुमार, जय गुरु राया।
योगी राम सूरत कुमार, योगी राम सूरत कुमार, योगी राम सूरत कुमार, जय गुरु राया।
योगी राम सूरत कुमार, योगी राम सूरत कुमार, योगी राम सूरत कुमार, जय गुरु राया।
योगी राम सूरत कुमार, योगी राम सूरत कुमार, योगी राम सूरत कुमार, जय गुरु राया।
योगी राम सूरत कुमार, योगी राम सूरत कुमार, योगी राम सूरत कुमार, जय गुरु राया।
योगी राम सूरत कुमार, योगी राम सूरत कुमार, योगी राम सूरत कुमार, जय गुरु राया।
योगी राम सूरत कुमार, योगी
Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jaya Guru Raya.
Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jaya Guru Raya.
Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jaya Guru Raya.
Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jaya Guru Raya.
Rama 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 Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jaya Guru Raya. Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram. Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram. Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jaya Guru Raya. Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jaya Guru Raya. Rama 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 Yogi Ramsuratkumar Yogi Ramsuratkumar Yogi Ramsuratkumar Jaya Guru Raya Yogi Ramsuratkumar Yogi Ramsuratkumar Yogi Ramsuratkumar Jaya Guru Raya Rama 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 Ram Rama 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 Ram Rama 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 Ram Rama 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 Ram Rama 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 Yogi Ramsuratkumar Yogi Ramsuratkumar Yogi Ramsuratkumar Jaya Guru Raya Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jaya Guru Raya. Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jaya Guru Raya. Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram. Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram. Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jaya Guru Raya. Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jaya Guru Raya. Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram. Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram. Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jai Guru Raya. Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jai Guru Raya. Rama 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 Rama. Rama 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 Rama. Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jai Guru Raya. Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jai Guru Raya. Rama 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 Rama. Rama 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 Rama. Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jai Guru Raya. Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jai Guru Raya. Rama 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 Rama. Rama 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 Rama. Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jai Guru Raya. Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jai Guru Raya. Ramsuratkumar, Jai Guru Raya. Rama 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 Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jai Guru Raya. Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jai Guru Raya. Rama 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 Rama. Rama 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 Bhagwan Shri Yogi Ramsuratkumar ki jai. Sarvam Yogi Ramsuratkumar Arpanamastu. We have offered the Nama lotuses at the lotus feet of Bhagwan with deep gratitude, for this is no small grace that has made it possible for all of us, especially the evening twilight, a very auspicious time for worship of God. Now, for some time here, there have been families coming, and most of their problems is partition of property. Brothers who have been so nice to each other, when it comes to property division, suddenly doubt comes, the mutual trust goes away, and there's a lot of fight. How the money changes the hearts of people. It's a wonder how attached they are to the money more than to their brothers and sisters. There is a story which I came across, which I think I have already shared with you, yet it is well fitting that we recall it once again. Two brothers, very loving to each other. When the father passed away, he divided his land exactly half for each. And after he passed away, they looked after the land so well. There was a very good harvest. And they had equal number of gunny bags of rice. Very happily, because they were loving to each other, just didn't matter. Yet, one did not marry at all and was a bachelor. The other one was married with children, and yet, because father said it should be equal, they divided it equally, and they had equal number of gunny bags of rice. Now, the bachelor brother thought, look, I have no commitments in life, no one to look after. Why do I have so many bags of rice? It's only fitting that I transfer some of them to my brother's place. But my brother, I know, is very loving. He would not allow it. So I have to do it somehow. So he began to shift bag after bag in the night to the next land, to the place of his brother. Quietly he would go and deposit it along with the gunny bags they had stacked. Now, the married brother, he was also thinking, he had so much love for his bachelor brother. What is this? I have so many bags of rice. I have my wife and children. I have all these people to look after me. My brother is unmarried and there is no one to look after. If he needs help, he will have to employ people. He needs more money than me. So I shall see that some of these bags or transferred to his place, and that I have to do without his knowledge, because he is so loving, he would not permit me to do that. So both the brothers at a time, without letting the other person know, started to transfer the bags of rice one after the other in the night. This was going on for some time, and they did not know the other one was doing it. One day, when the bachelor brother was carrying the gunny bag, at the same time the married brother was also carrying, and somehow that day, by divine will, they met on the way. And then they saw a gunny bag in each one's hand, and they understood instantly. Now at that time, the villagers, they came to know slowly that this was happening between the two brothers. And finally they met together. So it was a happy celebration for both of them, because they cared for each other. And when the villagers came to know, they were also happy and inspired. And they thought there could never be such brothers in life. It is so godly. So after some time, after a few years, when the bachelor brother passed away, and then the families of the married brother, they shifted to some other place for some reason, the villagers were searching for a land for the temple. They wanted to build a temple for their favorite deity, the deity of the village. And then they thought where the brothers lived was the most fitting place for the temple. And then they started building it. When such love with sacrifice, when you truly love a person, you are ready to sacrifice for the sake of the happiness of the loved one. All the time you think of only the happiness of the loved one. If you are only attached to each other, the attachment carries selfishness with it. When we are attached to each other, what happens? We expect other people to adjust to us for our own happiness. Whereas when we truly love each other, we would not hesitate to sacrifice anything for the sake of the happiness of the loved one. So you see, there is all the difference between attachment and love. Now, as I see it, when people come here and report the kind of quarrel that's going on between brothers and sisters, brothers and brothers, they've all forgotten how they had played together, how much they had cared for each other until the marriage happened. But if one should continue this true love for the other, one should not hesitate to sacrifice. And what is more, when you sacrifice something for the sake of your loved one, it's very inspiring. It inspires other people also into good actions. Even the hardcore people, when they see others sacrificing for themselves, they would begin to change. It touches the hearts of people, and the place of love becomes, the place of true love becomes the place fit for a temple. This is a story I came across in a book written by a Christian father. This appealed to me so much, how the brothers lived. and how the villagers were watching everything, and how they finally built a temple for their favorite deity, the deity of the village, as a tribute to the love of the two brothers. We come across this in Ramayana, how the four brothers compete with each other to sacrifice for the sake of the others. This Ramayana has been with us for years and years and years. Yet, we are not inspired by that. We have to remember these epics which have so much to teach us. And I remember once when Bhagwan was seated there in the Sannidhi Street veranda, a gentleman came, and he had come to complain about his sister who had taken 10,000 rupees from his share. He was resenting it so much because that 10,000 must come to him by law. How could the sister take it? It's like stealing. He resented it so much, and he had come to Swami particularly to complain. He happened to be a professor of zoology, and even before he opened his mouth, Bhagwan asked him about mutation. He said, "You are in the department of zoology. Do you know what mutation is?" He asked so innocently, as though he had no knowledge of what it meant. The professor went on to explain elaborately how the nature, especially the birds and animals, in course of time change their habits or even their appearance. And he gave an example that in a city in England, it was a city of industrial area. There was so much of smoke coming out of the factories there. The butterflies there, they were all very, very colorful, and so they were easily preyed upon by their enemies. Now there was so much soot everywhere, and for the sake of self-protection, survival of the fittest, they call it, they began to change their color. And soon there was a period when all the butterflies began to develop wings in the color of the suit, so that they would not be easily identified by their enemies. It happened very naturally. The next generation. So when the professor explained elaborately all this, then Bhagwan said, okay, this mutation happens for self-protection, so changes are very natural. And then he said, can this mutation not happen to you now? The professor didn't understand first, but then suddenly it flashed that he was going to complain about the 10,000 rupees that his sister had taken away without telling him. And then he understood what Bhagwan meant. And then Bhagwan said, she is your sister. What is there if she takes some 10,000 rupees? Why don't you look upon her kindly? She may be suffering. She may need it very badly. And you can be very generous about it. You can bring in this mutation in your mind because the situation demands it. So like that, so beautifully, Bhagwan made him understand that love means sacrifice. One sacrifice will inspire for another sacrifice to happen. Somebody should start somewhere and then it will roll on. So let us remember this story where there is true love, there is readiness to sacrifice for the sake of the happiness of the other, the loved one. And that is very divine, and that heart is fit for a deity. Just imagine if you keep your mind, your heart generous, if you are large-hearted, ready to sacrifice for the sake of love. You may lose something in that sacrifice in a physical sense, but God is getting ready to settle down in your heart. It's a very godly quality. Let us remember and offer our today's prayer. Bhagwan, we beg you again and again for your immediate divine intervention to bring forth a dharmic normalcy to the world in all aspects of life. We see so much of violence, so much of enmity, even between brother and brother, brother and sister, friend and friend, religion and religion, and countries and countries. And now there is war already going on with all its atrocities. You, the cosmic controller, alone can bring in peace, harmony, readiness to sacrifice, mutual help and understanding, order, and the control of diseases and furies of nature. Bhagwan, we beg you again to uproot all the negativities of the human mind which are responsible for today's world. We also beg you to reach out to all those people who have been stranded in varied parts of the world, for some reason or the other, unable to get help or protection. Please reach out and do the needful. We also beg you to help and protect those unselfish people who have been working hard for the sake of the others, sacrificing so much of their own comfort for the sake of the others, from harsh criticisms, unhealthy criticisms that put blocks in constructive work, and aspersion. We beg you again to promote the economy of the country and the growth to heights in varied fields of activity, which includes sciences and arts. And as your prediction that India should soon become the world teacher, guiding the other countries in the path of Dharma, we also pray to you in all earnestness and sincerity for ceaseless chanting of your name and unbroken remembrance of your leelas and teachings. We beg you again to bless us to be sattvic instruments in your hands, and that we should run our everyday life as an offering to you. This body is only an instrument You are activating it from inside. So everything the body does is truly your work. You are the doer. Our claims are false. We beg you again to bless us not to be caught by the snares of Maya, and we seek that ultimate love, the ultimate sacrifice. Sacrifice of what? The self-identity, the sense of individuality, so that the bliss that we develop, the peace that we develop, will be independent of any object or anybody. For that we need to be purified, and we take refuge in continuous chanting of your name and joyful service to you without any jealousy or complaint or competition, and that in the spirit of surrender to you and Bhagwan. For this we need blessings and blessings and blessings to accept whatever life brings to us, be it a joy or sorrow, to look upon it equally as a blessing from you, a blessing meant for our spiritual growth, for our closer relationship with you. It's meant for our greater good. As we get more and more purified, we would be able to feel the vibrant presence, the pulsating, living presence of God everywhere in everything. And Bhagwan, please enable us to understand, to know that it is your will that's behind all the happenings of life. The happenings happen by your law of karma. And more than anything else, we beg you to bless us to detect that hidden grace in the most disastrous experiences of life. They are so devastating sometimes that we even resent God. We feel that God has let us down. And then we blame every other person also for our own failure, without realizing that we have ourselves invited them by our own past karmas. A daughter-in-law who treats her mother-in-law very badly will in turn be treated very badly when she gets a daughter-in-law. This goes on. This is continuity. Law of karma is relentless. We beg you, Bhagwan, to bless us, to be grateful to you. For you have said, you have promised, for those who do seva to you, for those who chant your name, you will convert all the sufferings into blessings. We also seek your blessings for all the species of the cosmos to be lifted to a higher plane, and finally we seek that freedom from the vicious cycle of births and deaths, for which we need liberation from the deadly grip of the ego. Then we would be blessed with immortal life, that eternal living and eternal servitude to the great, eternal, supreme power. Jai Yogi Ramsuratkumar.